Hi, Luminaires. I hope everybody is well today. Happy Monday. Cheers to start off the week with I guess it's now a Monday morning meditation message. How many more M's can we put in there? About how to stay disciplined, but still be kind to yourself. That's rough, right? It gets under my skin just saying it. So I'm newly out of bed. I do a morning meditation and an evening meditation. And I do these, I try daily. That's part of my discipline, which I call a Lumaplan. The jukebox is getting its bubbles on. Good morning, everybody. Good day. So I'm giving this a nice try. I am live streaming on Facebook and YouTube this morning to help everybody out because I know we're on different platforms. And I see Australia signing in, Portugal, catching you just before bed, said Fiona, whereas I am just rolling out of bed, which seems a little late, but good morning, Janet. I've been up for a little while, just fussing around with the cats. Good morning, Tina. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Barrett. That's very kind to say. So I thought this morning's message was pretty astounding, but I'm still confused by it and a little bit, I'll say, pissed, angry, because I want to get to this place. I had a weekend. We all had a weekend. But my weekend, I was a little bit more thin-skinned. And I felt a lot of pressure from all the changes that have been made. As you might know, I am in Georgia in the United States, and our governor has opened up small businesses to start back again, even though we are in the coronavirus sharing mode. We'll say that in a positive way. Sharing is good, right? Not always, but and people here is truly 50-50, extreme happiness, and there's extreme confusion and this big shame game going on. So I did a little internet strolling to collect some news. If you know me well, I do not watch the news and I do not listen to the radio. And for new listeners out there, my name is Jamie Butler. I consider myself the everyday medium because of my love and joy of bringing the sixth sense or our intuition into just the everyday mode, just using it for everything. I see UK is signing in. Yay, everybody. Taz. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Lynn. These are wonderful. Thank you so much. So I started finding on the internet companies and people that I would align with when it came to beliefs and showing up in the world. And here they are just really taking an axe to people and just chopping them in half for opening their businesses, for feeding into what our governor says is fine. So here we have, it's almost like a classic belief system, religious system versus state. So the state says one thing, but is giving us permission. He's like, you can open up. Because here, our small businesses are extremely suffering, as I'm sure you felt in other places. Hi, Marta. That economically, because we're not able to get up and be running. A few of us are very lucky, like our community is mostly online, and we can tap in and still share and grow. And we have so many of you checking in. Hi, Anne. Yes. So our communities can still grow online, such as we're thinking about the mentorship program. I do have it designed. I'm still coming up with the financial numbers to it. I'm struggling with that for some reason. So I'm sitting on it and letting that conversation evolve a little bit more before I put it out. And We're able to do live streams. We're able to do classes online, channelings online. This has all been wonderful for us. But this is not the only community we live in. We live in the one that walks around us. And over here, it is just like this pit. So I asked my guides this morning, I said, listen, how can I do the good work? Okay, trick question in and of itself, right? I put the word good in there, which is a judgment word, and it can only be defined by me. It can't be defined by anybody else. So you can imagine the blank stares I get back from my guides. Good work. They're like, what does that mean? I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean. Here I've had 2 days of frustration under my belt. And I'm like, we got to talk, people. Like this, I can't. This can't go on. So how do I continue to do the good work and not feel this way? My head was scrambled. So if I was focused on one thing, I had 4 other thoughts coming into the back of my head, just hooking in and pulling me away. I found myself going to chocolates. I found myself resorting to food, to napping, to all these kind of disassociating, like, get me the hell out of here. And normally when I'm that way, there's something I need to lean into. It's just I don't know how. So my morning meditation was, how do I do the good work? Like, how do I lean into it? And guides were saying, okay, first of all, there's no good or bad. This is all very beautiful. I'm like, get it. Yes. Even some of you are like, good morning. Totally understand. Confusion isn't fun. Like, how do we bubble against negative people? Like, yeah, right. How do you get in that soup and lean into it without eating it and drinking it and living it and letting it just pull you apart? So let's talk about what was happening this morning in meditation. Yes. So Charles, my guide, who's a little bit more, put your finger in the wound, let's talk about the topic, and this is not dainty. He shows up and he says, well, you haven't been doing the work. I said, what do you mean? I've been teaching, I've been doing channelings, I've been doing my meditations. And he got real close to me and he says, you haven't been doing the work. And I was like, son of a bitch, what does that mean? Why are you doing this? He said, well, we asked that you would take time aside each day for you, and you haven't. And I said, well, I've been taking time aside for family, for work, for getting things done at the house, and I've been having some me time. Like, I soaked my feet in the tub and I watched a sappy romantic movie. Love those things. Oh my gosh. Cheers to those. Thank you, directors and writers who do those movies. Hi, guys. Right, Patrick is adding, and careful with judgment, such as negative and positive. Who are we to judge? Right, Patrick. So my guide, Charles, says, you need to do the work. We need you to isolate a little, do meditations, get calm, so that we can observe all the hooks that are coming in, because behind a hook, behind the thoughts that are seeping in, it's not the words, which is what I was listening to when I was saying, oh my God, why am I thinking about that? Why is that song in my head? Why is this thought in my head? Why do I feel pulled over here? It wasn't about that. It was about the hook, the need behind it. What was the need behind it? And I was so overwhelmed with trying to stay clear that I couldn't. I'm laughing so hard because Lori says, Charles should bring you donuts by now. Like in the morning, he should bring me breakfast in bed, y'all. And if he's working with you, I hope he's bringing you breakfast in bed now too. So he said, let's look at every little hook that came in. Why was that song in there? There was the song Piece by Piece by Kelly Clarkson. And I was like, well, I was listening to it with my daughter the other day and I was telling her what it meant. And he goes, okay, so that was a moment of connection to your daughter. And he said, now look a little bit more. What's the meaning? What's the need behind it? And we got down to the need of it, the intimacy, connection to family. And I was like, okay, so I set it aside. And we went to the next thought. We went to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And then I looked at all the needs, and they were all very core needs to me. But when I looked at the words that were coming in, or the memories or the songs, they were high energy, they were traumatic, they were stories that really didn't relate to me, the actual story, but the need behind it did. And he says that I'm living my day as a banana. You might get a kick out of this. I was living my day as a banana, and that I wasn't peeled down and moving from my core. So how was I to know what my day was offering? Like, I should just exit screen left right now. Matt is saying, is there more energy right now all over the world, or is it just you? There is more energy because we have more people focused on one feeling, one topic, one sensation, this kind of mass consciousness. Look up mass consciousness, get to know the name. Look up field consciousness. It's time for us to get a little bit more scientific to understand why our internal rods are alert and on, and why some of us are walking around like bananas, covered, and just managing everything that's coming at us, which is not creating a good feeling. Good also is the judgment word again. There we have it. So we look at, how do we stay disciplined and still be kind to ourselves? So this was the final thing after being called a banana, which I love bananas. Yes. Oh, you guys are giving such wonderful comments. I'll scroll back through and read. But the final message with Charles was being peeled apart, being what you might consider vulnerable or raw, is it's so funny, is not a negative. Being vulnerable and moving from the core takes a lot of discipline, which means conscious, awake effort in the now, and just a conscious, awake effort in the now, which I don't know what fruit or vegetable that would ever be compared to, because he didn't tell me, but you can make up one. Banana versus who wears their fruit on the outside of their skin? I don't know. Come up with it. I'm sure you guys are going to give me something. That if we can move forward in this conscious, awake state, or awake presence of now, that when the song grabs your head, and when the four other thoughts come rolling in, and when you get pushed on this side, you can simply say, okay, I got it. What's the need behind this one? And it's not to look at what it is, but look at the need or the undercurrent behind what's coming at you. So when I was able to identify them, I could group them down. And even though I had 4 or 5 things coming at me, I only really had 2 needs that I was not giving to myself. One was rest, which is why I was taking the nap. I was like, oh, I'm out of here. I want to sleep. I just want to get down, lay down. My body really did need the rest, which I felt pretty good about, because I didn't really want to do the disassociation. I do want to lean into things. I am willing to do that. And the other one was connection to my kids, because I'm really not asking them how they're feeling, though I listen to them and I'll ask them really good questions, but I'm nervous, so I check out. And I'm listening, but I'm not fully there. So I know there's work for me to do on that end. And I'm just sharing with you guys, there's no, like, not looking for answers or anything like that, but I'm just throwing out there what exactly I'm going through. And I'm looking forward to today to move from my core, my awake, my conscious awake present now, like whatever that is, a banana, and see what those needs are behind the things that grab me, and to see Compare the feeling of being totally shut down, thinking it was protective, versus completely vulnerable and acknowledging the things that come in, which takes muscles, like spirit muscles, energy muscles, because it is easier to shut down and do a coding. And it is easy for sensitive people like myself and clairs, like you guys, all the luminaires, to battle against the fully protected, white light, disassociation, and lean in and do the work. Like it's what? Like we need to have a little meter. It's not like, do you feel sad or happy? It's like, are you completely shut down and protected? Are you halfway open, or are you a banana? No, are you a banana has the skin? Are you vulnerable and raw? We need to find that other vegetable or fruit. That'd be so funny to do the whole scale. Or maybe it's just the banana and he's like half opened at the top, and then like part way he's like naked to the waist, and then all the way it's just like the fruit naked. Oh my God. I love you. You guys are sharing dreams. Right? It's all Vanessa leaving the comfort zone. So when we protect ourselves, whether that's with white light or disassociation, not acknowledging, we aren't doing ourselves any favors. And I'm just hanging on the word protect, okay? Please let's not spread that over anything else yet. Protect is when we say, I need a wall here, and I need it to completely separate me from the bullshit that's happening over there. So we get back into the statement. I can't remember your name now. I'm sorry. But you were making a lovely statement, this gentleman, Luminaire, saying, who are we to judge, good or bad? So when we say, I don't want that over there, as a solid opinion, you know your wants, but to judge it is unnecessary. So it's good to know what you want or don't want, but also in the mix of wanting, not wanting, or liking, not liking, also put in the variable of, I might not know what I like and not like. Put in the variable. So once we do that, then we can allow ourselves to experience things that we might not experience or not choose to, and grow from it. So when we're doing protection, we're saying, I am completely walling off this other opportunity. And we may be shooting ourselves in the foot. We may be shutting things off that we actually need, but we're unaware that we need it because we're not all intelligent. Sorry. You can hear my morning voice. If we choose to put up a filter, which I like that a lot, a filter is still somewhat protective because we are able to highlight those things that we don't want to engage, or maybe that we've already engaged and we can assess that this is really not where we want to go. But we're leaving that variable of, I don't know everything. So there might be something out there vibrationally that will work for me. Right? So it's a filter, like a screen on your window or screened-in porch. Then there's the total, like wide open, which is really rough for the luminaires and for the sensitives, highly sensitive people, for the clairs. And so what I suggest is a screen. And this was a good conversation I had the other day. Amora, I don't know if you were here now, but she was bringing it up in class, is, what gives you the right to surround other people with white light or situations with white light? Like, you might not know if that's the best thing or not. So my comment to this is, white light is freaking incredible. Put it around anything that you want. Go for it, people. White light, the cat, the dog, the government leaders, white light, the countries, white light, the earth. You just go for it, because white light is a smushed up rainbow. It has all the vibrations in it. And so whatever you're covering can pull from that vibration that it needs. So you're not saying, oh, I know you need this because you suck at this, because all of that's a judgment. So I'm going to give this to you so you can be better, which is another judgment. But white light is saying, here, I'm going to give you some energy. I don't know exactly what you need, but it feels imbalanced. This feels awkward. It feels like there's a need here and I can't put my finger on it. White light. So white light, when we give it, is pure. It has all the vibrations in it. And then they can take the vibration that they need. And then you can white light yourself. And when you white light yourself, you are stating, I have everything. I'm going to take from what I can generate so that I'm not taking from my environment. And this is really how the protection works. Sherry, looking at white light as love. Dr. Brooks, thank you so much for your donation on the YouTube channel. All the donations are going directly to the Center for Love and Light here in Atlanta to stay open. That was very kind of you. Thank you very much. So Patrick, white light everything and everyone. White light is far wiser than me, and it will serve that person or thing in its wisdom. That's it. A smushed up rainbow. It is, Tracy. Yes, white light is smushed up rainbow. It has red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple vibrations all in it. That's why it shines white. Black light, darkness, is the absence of vibration. So if we're putting white light on us, we're giving ourselves all the vibrations and we can pull from it. I went outside yesterday and looked up at the sky, and I thought I was in alignment and dizzy, and they were actually moving rapidly and disappeared. There's some incredible things happening out here. Try to keep it shorter. Barrett, I don't know why I put light around the house and the world every day. He tries to keep it shorter. Yes. So there we go. How to stay disciplined and still be kind to yourself boils down to not being a banana, leaning in, asking what the needs are, staying present, conscious, awake, presence in the everyday. And, there was one other point. The discipline is that we acknowledge what our sensitivities are, not that we make ourselves meditate and that we make ourselves do the work. God, I can't believe I forgot this. But Charles was like, stop thinking that the meditation and this practice you're doing is like notching you up and getting you where you need to be. And I was like, okay, but it really helps. He goes, of course, you need to take time for you, but it doesn't have to be these deep trance-like astral projections, these deep spirit connections, because when you're alone and you're giving your time to spirit, you're not alone. And I was like, oh, okay, good point. But that's always been my goal, right? I'm one of those achievers. I don't sit still well. I like good projects. So these are my projects. So he said, it's about spending time with yourself. The discipline is acknowledging your sensitivities. There it is. There it is, people. Put your thumb on it. Acknowledge your sensitivities. Nothing else. It's not about doing a daily meditation. To be kind to yourself is to acknowledge when you forgot to pay attention to your sensitivities and go, oh, I forgot to do that. It's okay. We'll get right back to it. Everything's going to be all right. That's the line. How are you guys? Good morning, good evening. I wonder if the double live stream is working well for you guys. Be strong. You guys are beautiful. Mary's laughing and saying that the banana equals the Trinity fruit. See, Amy resonates. She's the high achiever too, and she's doing her checklist. Hard to remember, never alone, and your team is always around to support us. Yes, team is always around. Good morning, Nancy. Live stream working well. Thank you very much, Patrick. I'm going to scroll back and see what you guys are up to. It's definitely food for thought this morning. I've been meaning to write things down. but I don't put the time aside. It'd be really wonderful, like to document the walk with the universe. Charles says he's the universe and what he says through this time. Stephanie Townsend. Do you like the dyslexia there? It's funny. Thank you so much for your donation today. That is very, very kind. Thank you so, so much. Shout out to you, your family. Shout out to all the Luminaires, to everybody who's tuning in, shining light, finding new ways to get in touch with themselves, to not be a banana, to be disciplined by acknowledging their sensitivities. Thank you very much for showing up. And thank you again, Stephanie, for your donation. It was wonderful. Yay. Wendy, I just glanced at your question. Is your son channeling in his sleep? Channeling, no. Communicating, yes. Hi, Tina. Lots of aha moments listening to you this morning. Yay! Yes, Barrett, I am feverishly trying to learn OBS, which I download, and my computer would not run in this day for the live streams. So I'll be back at that this week. Marta Perez, I see you. You were the one who said, let's put this down in a book and call it Walking with the Universe. Oh, I talk to the universe too, says Mary. See, there's a lot of really cool things. So grateful I caught you live. Kyra, how do we set proper boundaries based on love and compassion with a dear friend that's troubled but shutting me out? Is there a connection between protection and boundaries? I love that question. So if we're working on a friend that's shutting you out, a lot of the feelings that we have, grief associated, wound associated, like, oh, how can we do that? I really want to be there for her and I want to show up. And why are they shutting? Why are they acting or whatever it is? A lot of those emotions are inner wounds for you. I would first look at those. Why do you need to be there for your friend? What are the hooks? What are the needs? Is it a need for being seen or a need for being helpful? Is it a need for being present for your friend? Is it really about her health and well-being? Is it that important to you? And is there a way that you can trust if she's shutting you out that it's an action that she believes in and that she needs to be doing on her own? I'd first look at that before we throw any kind of protection and boundaries, because then you would know really where you're moving from and what your internal voice is, what your energetic voice is. So then tap into surrounding yourself with white light, giving yourself all the vibrations. And then I would do a thing, this is how I would approach it. I would hold your friend's name in white light, and I would ask her higher self or her guides how you can contribute. Like, how can I contribute to this? Because it might not be a healing. It might just be putting love. It might be putting white light. It might just be thinking of her name and thinking of her wellness. It might be calling, even though the friend never picks up, because the call alone is the magic thing that works. So just ask higher self, her higher self, ask the guides. If you're having a hard time doing a communication like that with energy, you can boil it down to yes and no's. Your right hand being yes, left hand being no, or vice versa. You could do muscle testing, kinesiology. Strong is yes, broken link is no. We go over those in other live streams. You could do dowsing rods. Or you can sit back and just say, use your fulcrum, like sit up or stand up. Falling forward is a yes and falling back is a no. Or you can just do what you're most attractive to. Like if you lay out option A and B and you look at it and you go, I don't hear guides and I'm not seeing anything. This is crazy, but A, B, what am I most attracted to? What do I feel like putting in my pocket? What do I feel like carrying? And then jump to one of those and then follow through. It could be that the text and there's no communication back from her, but just her seeing your name pop up. Hi, how are you? offering nothing more than the contact itself. We have to allow people to react the way that they need to. We have to allow people even to react in ways that we don't feel is comfortable or ways that we would react in their shoes. And in allowing them to be exactly who they are, we can really discover what our true relationship is with them. I hope that helps. You have no idea how many people you're impacting at the moment. Thank you so much. Your messages have been addressing all that I've been thinking about and needing to hear lately. You're very welcome, Anna. How about you guys? I'm scrolling. I should scroll with a smile. Good morning. What do you think of spiritual bypass? Asked Dawn. A spiritual bypass? Like a heart surgery where they just go in and they fix everything and you jump from here to here? I think it happens. If that's what you're asking, I would say, yeah, that happens. Sarah, what's your question? Yeah, Fiona, ooh, being kind to yourself is very hard. It can be. I love you guys are still connecting to the banana. Don't be a banana. Send love. Yay. Oh, Wendy, your Eric is 18 today. Happy birthday. You guys are so wonderful. So thank you very, 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 very much for allowing me to come in today. And I am reading the threads afterwards and taking some really good advice from you guys, like not to jump around and read threads and try to storytell that it's confusing to some of you. But I so enjoy acknowledging you and seeing your names pop up and who you are, because it's one of the values I have in our live streams is that you're with me in this community and I'm with you in this community. And so this exchange is really important to me. Today I did my best in staying on topic and then doing some questions. So I hope that made it a little bit smoother. My schedule for live stream is still in the air as I'm scheduled to the hilt with readings. I have 5 wonderful readings today that I've meditated on their names. And I'll be teaching class on Friday, 3 classes, the heart chakra, throat chakra, and third eye class. And on Wednesday, we have our book club. So our YouTube members, Radical Acceptance, read the rest of the book. Wednesday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll do a live stream. And I might, after this book, we're going to be reading Love Money, Money Loves You. So if you're new to the YouTube membership, grab your book. It's by Sarah Crum. And we will maybe switch over to a different platform because I would love to hear your voices and have somewhat of a debate with a few of you on some of these topics with Love Money, Money Loves You. That one's going to be good. And we're going to read smaller chapters because it's real simple read, guys, but it's like thick. And you're like, what in the world? How can what? And it really gets to some topics, and I don't want it to go unnoticed, which is fun. And I've been working on a meditation that I'm going to put out for free. It's the Burn Your Body one, so that you can, every Luminaire, download it and kind of get a sense of what my edited meditations are like. But it won't be the one that goes out for Luma Light on the YouTube channel membership. You guys will get a different one, which is fun. Is there a meditation for getting to know my guides? Yes, it's the bridge meditation that I love to do so much. Maitland taught me. It's over in my YouTubes. So if you go to the YouTube channel, look at maybe type in meditation, Jamie Butler meditation bridge, and see if it pops up. And I give you a platform and how to work it, and then come back and then you can do the meditation on your own. In fact, that is going to be a guided one that I'm going to put out for Luma Light. Sarah, there's your question. Does my ex miss me? Will he come back? I miss him, but I don't know how to be with him. So first, Sarah, let's look at why you need to acknowledge if he misses you. So that's needing something external to fill or feel something internal. So I'd like to reverse that power and go inside and really look at why do you need to acknowledge or know if he misses you? What is that giving you? Is it a value? Is it because you wanted to be worthy in his eyes? And by knowing if he misses you, you feel worthy? So check in with that first. If you're asking, is he still thinking about you or is he totally shut off his memories from the relationship? He has not shut off his memories of the relationship, and you do come back to his mind. But if you're saying, does he miss you? Is he still corded to you? That I don't see. They're not showing me. They're probably not showing me because they want you to approach it from a different angle and do a little bit more elbow work into this one because it's going to help you further in other relationships. I don't get a visual of the two of you being back together. That difficult that you can still acknowledge between the two of you is for a reason. There are other patterns for you to see in that relationship that you can acknowledge and then say, oh my God, you're right, that's totally not what I want. And a sweet, like romantic, intimate. And you can then put it towards a different relationship that's going to be presenting itself to you. This quarantine is bringing a lot forward for us, isn't it? Well, I'm going to go make some breakfast for the kids before they all go into virtual learning. Oh, Amy, I'm so happy to hear this. This is exactly what you needed this morning. I'm going to go eat my blueberries. Oh my God, enjoy those blueberries. I'm going to enjoy some, it's actually caffeine coffee today because my husband still hasn't gotten me the decaf. He said he's getting it today. I was teasing, but me and caffeine, man. Woo. Oh, and welcome to Lumilight. You're going to love it so much. Meditations and book clubs. Get the books. We'll enjoy it. Barrett's having eggs on toast. Is anybody eating bananas? Hi, Ben. Keep safe with Georgia opening up businesses. Done. I have found my balance. I let everybody do what you desire and do what you want. I respect you, and I'm going to do the same for myself. It's awesome. I love living that life. Right, Patrick? Mm-hmm. That background bunny is scary. That's my dad's texting. Enjoy your blueberries this morning. Hi, Dad. You watching? I love you. My daughter painted that. It was for when the animals aren't happy and they go crazy in the forest because they stopped sharing and they stopped working together. It was a play they wrote at school, and I think it's just hysterical. So it is an homage of what you do when you're not aligned. You end up looking like Kevin. That's his name, Kevin. We've named him. Yes, Patrick. Cheers to those who first thought of roasting coffee beans and then drowning the crushed beans in hot water. May you descendants know prosperity. May your descendants. Cheers to that. That is so awesome. Lori, thank you so much for your donation. Lori Menderes, thank you very, very much for your donation. It was very sweet. All of it's going to be going to the center. I saw the skateboard in your last live stream. Is it your son's? Actually, Shelly, that skateboard is mine. That's my longboard. My dad gave it to me for my birthday like 7 years ago. I don't have wheels on it right now. I need to buy better wheels. Have you heard of Flower? Have you heard of Flower a New House? Just reading Natives of Eternity. No, I haven't heard of this, Jackie. Tell me. I work in an emergency department and we're back to business as usual. Yay! I hope that's a yay as a yay, or it could be a yay as in like a lot. Hi, Tiara. Warm and fuzzy. He's cute. That bunny. I will mark always. I look forward to it. Oh, awesome, Keely. Wendy got her longboard at 8. I was a little behind the curve. I love it. I've got these shocks on it that are flexi shocks. They have springs, and so you can surf your board. Like it tilts really hard. So when you cut back and forth, it's like being on a surfboard. We did the work the other day. It was super grounding, even though I can't stand raking leaves, says Barrett. all of you going out to work, says Patrick. Thank you for your incredible service. You all rock. That was a great way to end this. Headshot Dawn, thanks so much for sharing your gift with us. We love you. I love your image too. It's really funny. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to sign off, guys. Enjoy. Have a beautiful, incredible day. And remember, it's not woo-woo. It's true. Bye. Bye, guys. Take care.